First, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. It's been a long day, but it's time to get to the business of the city of Pittsburgh. So I guess, I don't know if we got a certain order we're going in, but who's going first?
Ed, I'd like to ask you, according to my sources, the previous administration has sent 5-day suspension pending termination notices to 6 city police officers involved in the tasing of Jim Rogers. Do you support that?
First, let me be briefed. I have not been briefed on anything as of yet. I'm looking forward to getting briefed so that we can come back with a comment to you. So before I make any comments about what the previous administration did, I don't want to do that. What they did is what they did. Let me be briefed as I should be, and then I'll come back and give you an answer.
And follow up to that, have you appointed a public safety director yet? Because that person will be critical in the disciplinary process of those 6 officers.
We'll be announcing something shortly.
There was also the matter of the Pittsburgh police officer who did the email blast to the entire bureau, critical of the public safety director and how her case was handled within the city. Are you in a position yet to comment on that and how you may deal with that?
We're hoping to be briefed on that in the next couple of days. We have not been briefed. I would not make no comment until I'm briefed on everything. Once I'm briefed on something, then I don't mind answering those questions. But right now, we have not been briefed.
What about your position on the vaccine mandate? It went into effect on December 22nd. The police and fire unions objected to that, and they're in negotiations with the city. Will you continue negotiations with them, and do you support a vaccine mandate?
Well, it seems to be working. There's no question about it. It seems to be working.
So
we want to be able to sit down with the union leaders and talk to them about how they're going to get their members vaccinated. But the reality is it seems to be working, and it's something that we're definitely taking a look at. But we will sit down with the union leaders and have a conversation.
But you'll continue to uphold the vaccine mandate that the Purdue administration put into place for the rest of the city employees?
We will uphold it for right now, but right now we want to talk to the union bosses as well. Union leaders as well, and begin to have a conversation with them.
What do the next couple of days look like for you? What's the plan? You mentioned briefings.
Briefings, a lot of briefings. I want to be briefed and brought up to speed. We couldn't get briefed before. Like before, they weren't going to brief me on anything. The only thing I really knew about anything that was going on is what you reported. And so now I have an opportunity to be briefed and be able to come back and give you answers based on our briefings.
Are you saying that the previous administration withheld details from you that you were seeking?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we have not been briefed by the proper authority to be able to make any comment about what's going on. And so I'm not blaming nobody. What I'm saying now is the opportunity after the inauguration for me to be briefed and brought up to speed on anything so that we can be able to have a dialogue about what's going on.
Will Scott Schubert continue to be your police chief?
Yes, for now, yes, he will be our police chief. The only thing we replaced was the public safety director.
That's the only move you made so far?
That's the only move we made.
You described the lead up today as having, quote, good butterflies. You said you didn't know how you were actually going to feel till you did it. First black mayor in city history, how's it feel?
I mean, I think I still have a lot of feelings in me. I grew up in this city and I know the city. And I want to do the best job for the city, and I think that's going to follow me every day. So the butterflies I have today, I don't expect them to go nowhere. Matter of fact, I think that's the motivation for me to do a good job. So I hope those butterflies stay there. But today I have a mixed bag of feelings. I'm excited. I see the challenge. I think this goes with anybody that becomes mayor. And right now we're just excited about the opportunity to lead this city.
Is there anybody that you support in a special election for your previous seat?
No. They redistricted lines. It's a whole lot of different stuff.
Any policies coming up that you all are going to be pushing within the 101st?
We'll be talking about it in a little bit. We're getting ourselves together right now, and we'll be ready to discuss some of this in the days to come.
Have you reviewed the traffic stop legislation that was passed last week, and do you have any comment on it?
I thought, I talked about it throughout my campaign. I think that if we're going to get to a good police-community relations, it's something that had to happen. So I was supportive of the initiative.
Do you anticipate making any formal appointment announcements today or this week?
No, maybe not today. Not today. We'll regroup and then we'll decide when we're going to release the announcements.
And can you share with us any of your specific ideas or plans in your head about how you'll improve community and police relations in the city?
Well, we talked about cops getting back on the beat. We talked about making sure that we're not over-policing, particularly in the black and brown neighborhoods. We discussed that through the campaign, and those will be 2 initiatives that we definitely will be heading towards getting done.
There's been some zoning changes that have come right up until this new administration. You talked about inclusionary zoning in your campaign. Is that something, is there a timeline on when you might have a policy out.
We'll be working with Councilwoman Gross to get that done. We enjoyed the work that she's put forward, and we look forward to working with her.
Do you think the current number of uniformed police officers is an appropriate number?
We had a brief conversation about their full complement. We'll continue to talk to them about that. And then once we talk to them we know we had some retires today, right? We know we got some more retirements coming. I'm not sure what that number is. We need to look at that.
Do you believe the police force needs to be reduced?
No, I don't believe it needs to be reduced. Sorry about that.
And there was some talk about a, there was some talk about a lieutenant who was possibly tied to the Oath Keepers. There were some comments made by you that has no place in your administration,
No.
an officer with that.
No.
Will you fire that officer?
Well, first we'll review the case. I'm not going to make no decision right now. We'll review the case, but there's no need. We don't need that in our law enforcement, period. And we don't need that in our police department. I mean, they're there.
City Council has recently tried to strengthen some of their own powers. They just hired their own solicitor. They're now going to be interviewing potentially their assistant and deputy directors. What is your response to their efforts to kind of strengthen themselves and make themselves more independent of the mayor's office?
I believe we had a great time talking to them about, them just being able to interview, and I'm comfortable with them interviewing them. I have no problem with that.
There's been a lot of changes at Pittsburgh Public Schools over the last handful of months, now change in the mayor's office, and you heard Devin Telefero say, she wants to see a strengthening relationship between this office and Pittsburgh Public Schools. Where do you see that relationship strengthening and improving?
We have to have a relationship with Pittsburgh Public Schools. If we don't have one, we're not growing. There are children, particularly in times where you have all these threats going on in the Pittsburgh Public School. This is not an impact to our school district, it's just an impact on the city. And so we look forward to working with them, getting something done.
All right, we're going to take one final question, and then we will be done for the day. Thank you.
Today in Homestead, John Burwell is the first black mayor elected and sworn in today in Homestead.
Congratulations, John. Congratulations. I know him. Congratulations to him and his family. All right? Hey, thank y'all. Appreciate you. We'll be back soon. Right.
Go get it, Ed.